Warning: this podcast may contain adult content or language. It also might contain content that could be seen from others as uncomfortable or upsetting due to personal reasons. If that is the case, then please proceed with caution or stop the video, as we at the table are comfortable in most circumstances. This is a safety blanket meant for all individuals watching these episodes, as it is unclear what story content will be displayed. Hope you enjoy the story. Welcome back to our holiday-themed one-shot. It is so far been pretty exciting. A lot of people are kind of fucked up, though, but nothing that a short rest or some healing couldn't do. In the last episode, they met up with everyone, met with Jack Frost, who inexplicably appeared inside their tavern, and then brought them to this location, this frozen tundra with a large icicle.
North Pole.
Sure, called the North Pole. Bless you.
That's what you call it.
Yeah, it's the North Pole, but yeah. Anyways, they investigated the interior of what looked to be a workshop that was embedded into a massive icicle, or iceberg. Initial impressions was Tao, the reindeer satyr, putting a hand on a frozen door and getting icicles jutted into him. Until it was dispelled, then they went inside. Got attacked by a Christmas box mimic, and also it got attacked by some ghouls and drow. The ghouls were also an idea given by my Twitter. I will find that person again. But after the combat, everyone had made their way up to the stairs potentially. Well, we just resolved right from there. So everyone, we'll get into it. Recording now. No, you're fine. It's out of the camera. That isn't. Neither is that. But anyways. What are you guys doing? Right now you are currently standing after the initial combat.
I thought everyone's still alive.
No, everyone's dead. Other than your party.
Yeah, we're all dead.
Everything else dead.
Well, obviously, Jack Frost will make his way back up the stairs, back in front of the group, and I guess I will follow.
Follow? Okay.
Yeah. He'll just stand again by the next stairs.
Okay, yeah. After like a brief shake, everyone can wake up Mason, as he was rendered unconscious due to the drow's poison.
Oh. I see. Not really.
So one vomited and the other fell asleep.
Yes. Nice.
And one got paralyzed.
So, Mr. Jack
I
Frost,
got frozen.
do you know what's ending up there? I pointed at the stairs.
I know what's supposed to be up there. I don't know what's up there now. Probably, given the situation here, probably nothing good.
Then after you, Mr.
All
Frost.
The ghouls were an idea, as they were ice-hearted ghouls, was an idea given by the Harbinger of Doom. His Twitter handle is Brandy Stodford. So.
Or Andy Stodford.
Stoddard. Sorry. Stoddard.
Let's go, Stoddard.
But anyway, so everyone's going up the stairs. What's your walking order?
I would be on
Last.
Jack Frost again.
As you walk, I'm giving you a potion. Drink.
Which one?
I don't have graders.
Greater potion again.
Yeah, I gave him 2 good.
What do gators do? How much?
44 plus 4.
Wow. I'll save that for later.
Aren't you still injured severely?
I have over half my health, so
Oh, yeah?
I'm fine.
But
I will when I get in a dire situation again.
so Jack Frost,
I don't have
Tao
to-
then?
Cast a healing
Tao.
right now.
Tao,
Go for it. Nah. Mason.
Mason.
There you go.
Okay. I'll take these off the boards. Okay. So making your way up the stairs. They are ice as you get higher and higher. They turn initially from the wooden structures of steps into more frozen renditions with dripping ice down. So then it starts to get a little bit more slick for those who are not accustomed to this. So you two and then Mason, as these others have been native to this area for so long. Yes, you already get it back, basically, because it's every 6 seconds you would roll to get your face step back. So we're just going to assume
You got it back.
you got it back. It's a 50-50 shot.
If you didn't get it in like a minute, I'd be blown away.
Okay.
But
You underestimate my Will Wheaton powers of suck.
I mean, you see how we've been rolling all day. You know?
it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make the DM decision that guess what? You got your face step back. It's basically just a rendition of Misty Step, anyways.
That's why I didn't take Misty Step.
Yeah. So, making your way up the stairs, it goes up a fair distance. It's easily going upwards and continues to spiral up until you get to a certain point. Let me get my expo markers out. I don't know where my brown expo marker went.
Please refill that one.
So instead, I guess I will be using orange. No, I'll use blue. Can I use blue?
No.
Use a water.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how to get water.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use blue because now it's icy. I'm actually just gonna clear. I'm gonna actually just clear off
This
this
one's
one.
the last one though for the day.
Where's my Lysol wipes? There they are.
Hurry up, Tyler.
It takes a little bit to do, man.
Clorox. You said Lysol.
You know what? Branded. Not branded.
Shout out to.
For the amazing wipe.
Hashtag
Hashtag not
hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag not spawned, but
It's
could be.
Very good be.
Hashtag free.
Fucking Jesus, there.
Yes.
There we go. Got
You're
it. Got a Lysol
Jesus.
wipe finally. Oh, so
We watched
clean.
my
Look
game
at
tonight.
that clean.
Us four.
It's going to end. What are you talking about?
I hope when we get home.
What game?
Dead by Daylight.
I don't have that game.
Yeah, that's why I said us four.
I mean, you do, but it's on console.
I mean, we could.
Shout out to.
It could be
So
sponsored.
it spiraled upwards until you clearly went in a good, probably a good 30, 40 feet up. You still have a paper towel, yeah?
Paper towels?
I used that one. You want? Ew, I wiped my face with that.
Yeah, just cleaning the board, just getting off some of the Clorox, it's fine.
It's, now it's gonna smell like buffalo wings.
It's gonna smell like buffalo wings.
Hashtag
Yeah,
sponsored by
that didn't
Buffalo
help
Wings.
anyways.
Hashtag.
You killed your marker.
Now your board smells like buffalo wings.
There we go, that one's better. So, making your way up.
Progressively very hard.
Jesus.
How about the actual?
Yeah, grab me a paper towel, please.
Yeet. Just. Realistically, if like the markers are still wet, you could just use a paper towel though and get rid of them instead of a Clorox wipe every time.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
What time forgets to wipe them all the time?
Yeah, so I have to use the Clorox one.
I mean, if we just don't forget to wipe after
Tyler,
we...
we were just talking about wiping too.
You killed your markers, Tyler.
Nope, I'm good now.
Killed your marker, Tyler.
Sure, it's green now.
Green stairs. Green ice.
Stop wiping.
There we go. Much better.
All this is for stairs.
Yup, for stairs. Because at this point, all the walls have turned into ice formated, like
Green ice.
basic. You're basically at this point inside the icicle in comparison to the outdoor portion.
This is how it's supposed to look, yeah.
Yes, this is exactly what it looks like normally. But it's a lot less like a room structure. Goes back out this way.
This is bringing back bad memories of bad mushrooms.
No, that was in the room. That was in the room with the when it looks like a hand. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
what?
it's got like they had
Oh,
like
yeah.
the stalagmite
That's
up in the
right.
ceiling.
The
Okay.
That was
DM
the lid.
The DM
Wow,
did
it matches.
I mean, yeah, it's ice,
ice.
baby. Dun, 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 dun. Shout out to.
Stop shouting out.
Okay. So going into this, the initial appearance to you two looks exactly the same. Especially Tao, as you've been in this building for a plenty of time. The rest of you see a frozen room. It's meant to be cold, freezing, You two would know of this room as a way to preserve any kind of potential food for everyone that was in this building, as it was generated and created through magical means.
Can I make a... Would I make it a perception or insight check to look for more of those, blue fucking cobweb things?
That would be a general perception check.
General perception?
I would do Arcana check.
For what?
Just the room in general, see if it's still. Well,
That would be perception as well.
Oh, okay. That is neat.
perception's based off of
Wisdom.
wisdom, so match is plus 2.
Are you proficient in it? What are you proficient in?
Pretty sure.
Nothing.
It's stealth. I know that.
Yeah, stealth and
It's stealth.
insight.
Stealth, insight. There's two more.
And I chose acrobatics. What else did I choose?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember what you choose.
I know for a fact that you should at least have 4.
Yes.
So
Honestly, I don't think we talked about it either.
I'm certain I gave you like options to choose from, but
You gave me 2 and you like choose 2. Okay.
anyways,
I'll think of one. Don't worry.
the interior of this room looks the same. You can see that there's definitely spatterings of different food products that seem to have been placed inside of crates along the walls here. They have several amounts of them up there.
Yeah, I think it is perception and investigation then.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so 15.
Yeah, so you notice there are definitely cobwebs in here, except that there are a lot more of them. It's clear that the downstairs portion had only remnants of what was probably remaining of them, as they might have been cleared out or they melted. You're unsure. However, this room is coated in them. They're in the ground. They're in the ceiling. There's bulbous, like, wrapped sacks of substance in the corners in several different places. I'll mark those as well, just because they'll be pink because they're lovely.
It's getting worse.
They're pretty large as well.
The cobwebs or
These are like bulbous, like wrapped in
Oh.
silk sacks, basically, just hanging from the ceilings, and they're all over the place. Apart from that, the ground itself is coated in the same bluish, cold.
I'm guessing we didn't know.
Cobweb.
I'm guessing this is the first time we've seen these bulbs. Right?
These are not normal in
Okay.
comparison to the rest of the
Yeah,
room.
that's right.
That'd be very evident. But yeah, that's what you see, both of you.
Be careful.
Step carefully, my friends.
So what are you guys doing?
I mean, I would say walking carefully just through the room. If there's,
Okay. So if are you trying to stealth in, or are you trying to just keep a careful eye out on anything?
I'm trying to keep a careful eye out.
Okay.
I'll be stealthy and try to get by the room quickly.
Okay. What about the other two?
Gonna be prepared for anything.
Okay.
So I have. Why am I out again? Just
Do you see him in the back?
That fire faded, right? That only lasts a minute. Okay.
He's just posing.
that's him.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I'll just keep my eye out.
Okay. So make a perception check. Make a stealth check. Or not
Stealth
stealth.
check.
Yeah, make a perception check.
I'm the one
Stealth
taking
check.
a stealth check.
And we only use your perception for 4.
Perception.
I keep forgetting.
It's
15.
plus 5. Because you have plus 2 for dex.
Plus
18.
4. 16.
16. Okay. Going inside of this room.
You guys, they're being careful going by.
Yep.
I'm stealthily going by quickly.
Yep. So are you guys separating from your order? Where
I
are you
am.
guys? Okay.
I am.
So you're going along the wall basically to go over here?
Trying to avoid the bulbs too, but sneaking by it.
Okay, yeah. So you're just very carefully just sneaking by.
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone else is following Jack Frost, or what?
What's Mason doing?
So you're just gonna follow Jack Frost.
Gonna go through while keep an eye out on anything.
So you're just staying behind Jack Frost then? Both of you?
I guess I'll fall behind.
Gotta be stealthy
Towel.
then.
Okay, then make a stealth check.
I'm gonna have disadvantage holding my warhammers. I ain't doing stealth.
Oh, hey. Oh, thank God.
So you both are kind of stealthing around.
Did you explain what the bulbs on the ground look like?
Yeah.
They look like silk sacks, just like entwined in the same colored blue, disgusting cobwebs.
Smash.
They're easily about the size of maybe 2 feet in some of them. Others are varying in like nearly 5 feet.
Jack Frost, are you sure we're not beside a giant spider?
You're not with him. You're with me.
Tao,
I was,
sure we're not facing a giant spider?
He says nothing to you because he's top.
Pretty much.
Solid pro tag. Just a nod.
Yeah, I was
No, I just do this. I do this.
The antlers kind of like jingle very briefly because of the little not bells, fucking berries that are in your antlers.
I was actually gonna have Jack Frost look at him and be like, oh, I hate spiders, and then just like kind of quicken his pace a little bit.
It seems like even though those 3 are moving at a brisker pace, nothing seems to be disturbed. You can hear like the sacks just kind of wiggling ever so slightly. But you guys can generally make it there at the same time before you see, as you turn the corner, there is a block of ice covering this entire passageway. Shatter. Do you want to cast Shatter?
No.
Because I was informed on a stream, because I'm an idiot, and didn't realize, guess what? Shatter makes a loud noise.
We
It
knew
does.
it.
It very, very much does.
No, but I have been playing it like it hasn't. In
Oh,
the
really?
campaign before, I was like, oh, Shattered Strength doesn't make any noise. In the first fucking sentence, it's like a loud, high-pitched
loud
whine.
ringing noise.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm just blind and an idiot. Don't worry about that.
I mean, if we could use Shatter, because the ice wall would have disadvantage on the save against it, and it would break most likely.
But we want to
But-
make a lot of sound.
How thick is the ice wall?
It looks thick. It's not transparent fully, so you can see bits and pieces of like different remnants of substance inside. Some of them look like they're clearly a bone or two.
I want to take an Arcana check on it.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
8.
It's like a block of ice.
Can you see through the ice block?
No.
You can a little bit. It's very thick, easily probably about 20 feet thick.
So I couldn't see where it ends.
Not necessarily. You can tell that based off of your knowledge of this like location, there are more steps that go upwards, probably to the 3rd layer of that building outside.
Okay.
So it would lead to more of like a frozen, rocky building itself.
Master
Okay.
Frost, you think this wall is made based off that same magical words on the door?
Wow, those are the most words I've heard you say ever.
Is that true, Mr. Foss?
Do you think?
Probably. Does anyone have any way to melt this ice without making a sound?
Maybe you could try dispelling it.
Sure, I'll go up. Okay, I take my cane, I go up, tap it twice on the wall of ice.
Okay. You tap it twice.
Oh God! Oh.
Let me move my monster manual so that way it doesn't. There's my brown and my purple.
So the DM found his favorite markers.
The ones that work. I have to buy more expo markers.
Hey, so anyways, what happened?
So you walk up, you tap it twice, and you put it up into it. Unlike before, where that energy coalesced into your staff and just kind of dispelled, this doesn't seem to do the same effect.
Okay.
Looks like it's real ice.
Yeah, it's ice. I'll ask again. Does anyone have any way to hopefully silently get rid of this?
Not sound like.
Am I so stealth?
I mean, at this point, stealth has been irrelevant. Unless you're trying to hide from...
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand and touch his hammer.
Okay. I mean, you don't need to make a sleight of hand, you can just do it. Here's the thing, there's nothing to hide you. Everyone can still see you. The stealth was more so in case, I guess, if there was something hiding in here. And because they were leading. You two were leading. So the stealth initially was to find out what was in this corner. Or to avoid if there were things going to come out of these sacks. Or if there was something hiding in this room.
I'm gonna use one mark and
I pull out my
put
sword.
his hammer on fire again.
Okay, so your hammer glows in flame.
Alright,
Oh.
then I'll have him touch the hammer too.
That's why I was excited, like, to make
Well, it's
him.
on fire.
I took
again,
out my
so-
sword, and I just stared at you.
Can I help you, Mr. Towel?
I just put away my sword.
Okay.
My hand.
Are you doing anything?
I'm
Do you
prepared
have-
to attack anything as well.
Do
I probably should draw this thing.
do I know how like the type of damage Mason does?
You've seen the fire.
The fire.
Oh yeah.
Jack Frost will look at Mason and be like, don't you attack with fire with those stones of yours?
Oh
Those
yeah.
large stones of yours, my friend.
I usually plan to stab creatures with them, but I suppose I could do it with ice. So both of you two go up there. Wait, this is Mason.
Yeah, I was like, that's not me.
Yeah, this is
I
Mason.
mean, that's me.
Behind the group.
But I'm also like keep an eye out on my surroundings.
Make a perception check. Oh, perception check.
And I guess I'm just gonna keep.
19.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on the sacks.
Okay.
Like
Make a perception check as well. That was a 14. I
On a
threw it.
sack?
I threw it a second time.
They're just. Oh, they're just.
a perception check to make sure they don't fucking move or something. Guess what? You suck anyway, so blow.
That's a 12.
No, I was about to say,
23.
there's another mimic.
Yeah, the sacks are another.
I just see a tongue just moving it. Give me a hose.
23. Okay, so this 20 by 20 ice block, as you walk up and you kind of like hold your flame thing, both of them of Mason and you hold up your fire portions to it. You see the ice just kind of like shimmer briefly, and there's like a moment where it just kind of melts ever so slowly. Make dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
You bitch.
All of us?
Nope, just these two.
Ha!
What's your total?
Like 4.
Okay, so what? I'm
Dexterity
also going
or-
to need Jack Frost to make a dexterity saving throw and Tau to make a dexterity saving throw.
3.
Evasion. You still have to make the save. Is that a 3?
Wow.
What? No, that's a. Oh, it is a 3. That was an 8.
Mine's a 2.
Okay. Also, it would have been with disadvantage, but you two fail anyways, and you failed as well. Okay, so everyone fails. You don't have to make it. What happens is the moment you kind of put the ice forwards, there's like a shift in the bones inside of it, almost like they're in fluid. They just kind of, and then two eyes just kind of burst out from the water, inside the ice, and the entire thing slides forwards in a very fast manner. Both of you get knocked prone and knocked aside. You get knocked prone, knocked aside. It moves up, hits this, and then bounces into the room. So you get knocked
Wait, that's not me.
You are correct. You would have had to make it.
Alright, so
Make a dexterity saving throw. I was equating that to being the thing. Say you make the dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh,
Alright, yeah,
okay.
you're not knocked aside anyways. Each of you. Oh, where's my DM screen?
There.
I moved it. I moved it from my food.
Come on, food. It's like I enjoyed my Subway.
From my Subway.
Shadows of Subway.
Shout out to Shadow.
Stop getting free advertisements.
Free advertisement. I don't think that Subway is really needing advertisements.
Hey, remember, eat fresh.
Eat fresh.
And enjoy some new Subway.
Subway was good. Man. I
Sliders.
was glad I got Subway. Okay.
Don't sue us, please, Subway.
We're fine. Let me see. Okay. So each of you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Go for it.
Not Tau. You're immune to this,
Oh, yeah.
but it's cold.
Oh, okay.
You just got powerful.
No. And you two, Elf and Xenon, both take an additional 6 points of cold damage.
What about Mason?
Mason does the same as well.
So it was how many bludgeoning?
It was 9.
9.
So in total, you all took 15, and then Jack Frost took 9.
Oof, I'm below half.
And knocked prone, each of you.
Okay.
As this massive ice cube, after the flame was put up to it, slides as forceful and quick as possible. Once it hits the thing, once it hits the wall, it just spins out and just starts to like hover in place. And you can see that it slowly comes to a halt. And then it slowly starts to move once again before it tries to speed up again.
I move to everyone who's close to me and help them up quickly.
Well, we're gonna make initiative
Oh,
checks.
okay. Motherfucker.
This was also an idea that was given to me. and I love the idea. We both actually kind of compiled our ideas into it.
You can't be striker. I don't even know what to say to you.
This idea was by the Monster Hunt Cast as well on Twitter. So
Shout out to
thank you so
Monster
much, because I'm glad we compiled ideas for this, because this was an excellent idea.
You mean ice?
I hate initiative rolls. I hate them. I always do poorly in the initiative.
You always do poorly on the initiative?
I got a 1.
This
Shut
is
the fuck up.
This is a frozen gelatinous cube. A very prominently known creature, but with a frozen twist to it.
It's a slime.
It's basically a slime, yes.
An icicle snow.
Okay, so Jack Frost.
Oh,
Initiative.
17.
17. Same number as before. Elf.
Oh, 14.
Tau.
24.
Haw.
Oh.
There's the one person who didn't get hit. Mason. 17. Nah, it doesn't matter. You guys just book on.
Don't worry about this guy.
I think I'm gonna adapt to doing that from now on if it's friendly creatures rather than just if it's an enemy that you have.
Don't worry about this guy. He's last.
Okay, I mean I have the roll initiative for this thing.
Unless it gets in that 1, it's not gonna be
Alright, yeah,
anything.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, Xenon. I'm just gonna put you at 0, just because it'd be funny. And then, man, you really need that shield that gives you advantage on this sound.
I still did poorly with that shield.
Slow.
Ezekiel just appears out of nowhere.
Okay, so Tau, you start off.
Alright.
Man,
Let me
Ezekiel
move
would
the.
be
Will it take
ridiculous.
will it take an action for me to get someone up?
No, to lift somebody it would just take part of your movement. It would take half your movement to lift someone,
Alright.
or a bonus action.
I'm moving up to elf. So
Oh,
5,
yeah,
10,
yeah,
15,
you.
20. And I pick him up with.
If we give you my coat.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna use,
do.
I'm gonna use this to rendition the ice cube.
I help him up with my bonus action.
Okay, you lift him up.
Yep.
It doesn't take an action. Or
It's either half your movement or a bonus action.
And then I'm going to take.
shatter on it.
I'm going to use half of it again to get back over here.
Well, how much did you move to get there?
20.
You moved 20 to get here?
Yeah.
That
Well-
would take your movement then, because you're gonna have to lift him with the rest of your movement, basically.
But I use my bonus action for it instead.
Oh, right. So you have
20 again.
20 again. 25.
Oh, okay. I move closer to whoever's up
oh,
there.
it takes a full action.
The
to
person
get
you're
And
right
then-
next to.
Okay, wake someone up.
Yes, to wake someone.
Now I hold my action for my attack,
Okay.
just in case something happens.
Okay.
Or can I use my action to help someone out?
I mean, you could do the same thing, or they can just stand up for half their movement on their own turn.
Now I just hold my action for an attack.
Okay, so you're preparing for your holding your hand, hovering over it.
Yeah, just for if it comes close.
Yep, I gotcha. Okay. So, with that, we go to the next person, Jack Frost. You are currently knocked prone, blown into the wall as this sliding ice cube hit you.
Okay, I will use half my movement to get up.
Okay.
So I'm now standing. Sure. I'm not looking at it.
What was that? The wall! You did it! Start spinning up the wall.
You!
Ha!
Yes.
Taps his can. Suck up the energy.
Like everything I have is cold damage, and I'm sure it's immune to that. But
You know
anyway, I will use a cloud of icicles
Okay.
on it, since it also does piercing or
Okay.
slashing.
So it. What is this again?
Cloud of icicles is an action of 60 feet.
Okay.
Concentration of 1 minute. Fill the air with spinning icicles in a 5-foot cube on each side, centered on a point.
Okay, so it would basically be on top of it.
Yeah. It would be inside of the damn thing.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna get a blue one. Just for the-
Just teleport inside of it. Ha.
So cloud of icicles.
the creature takes 2d4 slashing and 2d4 cold damage when it when it starts its turn or when it ends its turn in the cube.
Okay. So on its turn, it'll take that damage.
But does it take initiative damage just for using this spell?
It does not say that.
Okay.
Basically, if they were moved, because everything's instantaneous at
Yeah.
the same time. So if someone moved him, and then that would happen, then they would technically been out of it. But okay, so you still have a little bit of movement left. You have 15 feet of movement and your bonus action.
So what is it?
I really want to save this. That spell so good. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use that spell though.
Ice Blade is a bonus action because it's.
You already cast a spell using.
Oh yeah.
It is
your
a
action.
concentration spell too.
And it is also concentration. Nothing else?
No.
Okay. You're just gonna
I'm
stay
not.
there.
I'm not moving closer to that goddamn thing.
Okay, fair enough. It would be Mason's turn, so Mason's gonna stand up with his action, or with his movement, so 5, 15. He's gonna use... actually, he would probably not want to be directly in line with everything, but he needs to be within 60 feet, so he's here. 5, 15, 20, 30. Okay. From this point, he's just gonna hurl 2 stone mason weaponry at it.
These 2 stone
They're not fire based because it's just projectile throwing. But both are going to hit viciously. So 2d10. Oh, amazing! Those are poor rolls. Well, the 10 was good, but the 2 was not. So that is in total plus his strength. So 8. So takes 20 points of piercing damage as he just hurls 2 massive swords at it. Just pss, pss. Several bits and pieces of it kind of shatter and break apart. Elf, you're up.
Bonus action. Find my mark.
Okay, so yeah, you use a mark. How many marks does that make? Does that make 4? Because you used 2 for an augmented weapon yourself. 1. So this is your 5th one because you used 2 to augment his weapon.
Okay. I'll still do that. Then I'll have 1 left. Mark.
Okay. Well, how many marks do you have? No, 7.
No, my axe mark is 6.
Okay. So yeah, use your mark, and so you can see inside on top of this seal. He holds out his palm, which has the seal in part of it, and the light kind of shines from it, and that same emblem kind of like digs into the icy figure of this massive gelatinous cube. You standing up?
No, I already
Oh yeah, you're already standing up. So you have your full movement, and you have your called blade at the ready because that lasts an hour.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna attack it then.
Okay, so you're gonna move up. So you just summon it forth. You're gonna swing twice at it.
Yep.
So you have you have a +2 already base because of so you summoned forth your oh no, you didn't use an augmented one, did you?
Yes.
Okay, so and you augmented it with fire, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so then your attack rolls an additional +2 because of the seeker, the seal on it. Your attack roll has +2 on top of your normal bonus.
No, so 5.
Question.
What?
Prior feeling, does that include myself?
Yes, it's up to 6 creatures. But it takes 10
Yeah,
minutes
you
to
can see
cast.
it. Yeah.
12 is the first one.
What's your modifier for it?
What?
What's your total modifier?
5.
Should add your proficiency with that as well. So +8.
8.
Yeah, because it should be your proficiency plus the 2.
15.
Yeah, that hits. So go ahead and roll your second attack.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Alright, both hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Wait, this thing has water in it?
It has liquid inside.
So what's the fire damage?
Does it not say? Because it should do.
No, it does not say.
It's a D6.
1 and a 6.
Okay, that's the fire damage. So then,
I thought it was just fire.
no, you do blade damage in addition to your fire damage, which is a long sword, yeah. Or no, it's a short sword. So it's another D6. So it's 2 more D6.
5 and a 6.
Okay, so it's 11 plus a 4 and a 1, so that's 16 plus 4 because of the +2 damage from the seal, and then plus your dex.
Plus the tracer. Count the tracer one.
I already did.
Okay. And got the fire.
So you need to. What's your dex modifier?
Plus 3.
So then that's 26 points of damage.
26.
So you cut into it, just the seal itself begins to like kind of shimmer as each kind of cut digs in deeper and deeper. The form of it clearly had like several different parts of chips into it as well. That is your.
That's it.
You have a little bit of movement left if you wanted to do that.
I guess I'll
move it.
You might get an attack of opportunity though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move then.
Okay. If that is the case, then it's the slime's turn.
The ice slime.
The ice
I mean, slime just went.
slime.
Not the ice slime.
Oh.
What
that
it's
was-
going to do is, now
Devour.
that it's been cut and broken, a bit of the ooze is kind of inching out. So it's going to do
Ice
two
ooze?
things. One, a pseudopod of the liquid is going to shoot outwards towards you with an attack. That's caught. Stuck on the wall. There we go. That is a 17.
It hits.
17 hits? Okay. So you take... Ooh.
32.
You take 13 points of acid damage, and then 7 points of cold
Oh.
damage.
Oh, oofda.
Yeah.
20.
Good.
And then it slides using its movement.
Impossible. No attack on
Bounce.
me?
Well, you need to make a dexterity saving throw first and foremost. And then bouncing off of this, I need to roll, since it now has chips in it and it isn't a perfect cube, I need to roll a d6 to see
Is this
which
movement-
direction.
We did trips.
Okay, you do save, so you only take half damage, and you would have an opportunity to attack if you wanted to take it. So, bouncing off of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It slides this away down the alley. Okay, that one's going to miss. Well, no, that's a total of 12, yeah?
Yeah.
12 hits. So I need dexterity saving throws from Jack Frost and
Mason or
Mason.
Wait, where did he go? Did he go like right?
Did I do one
here,
fire
or-
and-
It hit here.
And one sword, right?
It's just one sword attack.
My fire doesn't go on this one, right?
No, it still does. It's because it's on the whole blade.
So, sword and fire.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about like different attacks. So,
9 plus...
plus the 2,
Two.
plus your so plus 5 to that. So 14 points of
14.
fire or 14 points of damage. The fire is definitely obviously hurting way more than it normally would as well. As it just cuts in and the heat melts fast on certain portions of it. What was your dexterity save?
I got 50.
15. And saved. You also saved.
I'm already on the ground.
So all of you will take half damage. You two don't
Yeah,
get
we
hit.
don't worry about it.
So this is only I'm gonna roll bludgeoning first, and you're gonna take half damage, Jack Frost. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice on the cold damage though. So you take 10 points of total damage, and
I'm dead.
you're down. Okay, and he takes 10 points of cold damage as well. You can see after. Oh, if you got knocked out, then you wouldn't have had an attack opportunity either. If you got knocked out from the attack, because it would have knocked you off onto your side.
Attack of opportunity attacks first.
Well, it would have collided with you first.
Yeah, he didn't just move it as an attack, I guess.
It's part of its speed because it goes very violently and fast across the icy ground. You figure if it wasn't on
Where'd
a
it go?
slick surface, it's over here.
Oh, way over there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It also took damage from the storm cloud as well. So it has to make what, a dex save?
It's dex as shit, isn't it? It's a giant block of ice.
Figure it out now.
So does a -2 affect it? Does a -2
Oh, it
pass?
saves.
So it takes a D10 of piercing. You said? No, that's
Oh
nice.
no, it just takes the damage.
Oh, it just takes the damage.
Yeah, it just takes damage.
Oh, how much damage?
2d4 slashing and 2d4 cold.
Okay, well,
Guessing
it's immune to the cold, so make your 2d4
Slashing. damage.
slashing.
He's just
That's
down. He's not
next
dead
one,
yet. Right.
That. 7.
7 points of piercing or slashing damage as it kind of like slides across and more of these like icicle blades just kind of cut into it. You can see everyone's not knocked prone either. You kind of just avoid it. Well, except for the one that's unconscious. You see Elf get hit in such a force that just kind of slides him off to the side. You can also see that Mason is damaged, badly injured. He is wheezing, breathing heavy, and definitely could use some aid or a short break of some sort. Okay, that's the slime's turn. Xenon.
I need to get up. So,
Alright.
and then I'm gonna make my way towards health.
Okay. 5, 15.
I'll double dash.
5, 15, 20, 25. Alright.
Spirit of Giant is not a bonus.
It's an action.
I can't do
Healing
it.
You have
word?
Healing Word, which is a
Healing Word's
bonus
bonus.
action.
Alright, I'll do healing word on him
What level?
first.
First level. Okay, so roll a d4 plus your wisdom. Plus your wisdom, so plus 4. 6. Okay, so 6 points of healing, you're back to conscious, and you just hear.
I want it.
You're at 6. Alright,
I want to heal.
Tao.
I go up.
I
actually-
can't do it now.
I'm gonna send this up there now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start laying cow traps on his way. I'm gonna move up there
Okay.
and lay cow traps down.
Okay.
I'm not sure we're affected, but we'll find out.
Alright, so you're just gonna put caltrops down?
Like all in front of the trap.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then move one against maybe that wall, cause
Okay, he was still here,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so you're just putting caltrops right there?
yep, this yep,
And then you're going where?
that one.
This way, okay. So that was 5 feet. 5, or, yeah, so 10, 15, 25, 30, 40, 45.
Oh, yeah, not next to the egg, not next to the. I would say right there. Are we good enough?
Okay.
No, right here.
Okay.
And then
You still have a bonus action.
I have candy.
You got key stuff.
I do. Nothing that really helps me when I'm doing nothing.
True.
I'm glad I chose this one.
I'm gonna hold my action.
You already
and
used your
then-
action to drop caltrops.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna. Can I take a reaction? Maybe.
I mean, you have an attack of opportunity if someone passes you.
I mean that's that thing. But,
Can't really take a reaction.
Well, because deflect missiles says.
That's if somebody throws a projectile at you.
So that's whenever someone does.
Yeah, you.
So I don't have to worry about saying, "Oh, I want to hold my."
No, you
Okay.
you can use your reaction.
Okay.
If
never
somebody
mind that.
tries to hit you with like an arrow, you can be like.
So I don't. So I don't have to say it.
No, you
Okay.
can just choose to use your reaction to do that.
Okay.
Because you only get one reaction per turn. So
Okay. Then I'll just
just stand
look
there.
pretty.
Okay. Jack Frost.
I can use chromatic orb, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I will use chromatic orb, and the damage will be fire.
Okay. So this like orb in his hand initially like coalesces into like a perfect sphere of ice, and then in like a snap, it just engulfs into flame and he hurls it. So make an attack roll.
Knock down, I hate that dice.
I hate that. I hate that dice.
You have to use red because it's fire.
Sure. Sure.
I
Okay.
think a 25 is gonna hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead and oh wait, no.
When that fire hit you too, when it's in your hand, just saying.
It's so cold that it doesn't.
No, I used my cane to fire it.
When your cane
Sure.
line of fire.
No.
The king bolts. You're fucked.
Damn it.
Wild magic activates. Came just first.
We were talking about potentially doing that, but instead he's a what type of sorcerer are you again?
Huh?
What sorcerer are you again? You're
Shadow sorcerer.
shadow sorcerer. That's it.
Or ice sorcerer.
Yeah,
I guess.
we reworked like all of it. We're just doing nice stuff.
Okay, so 5. So 15.
15th. How do you want to kill
Fire
it?
damage? Oh.
Because it's vulnerable to fire, which means all fire damage is doubled.
So 30 damage.
So 30 fire damage.
Um.
And you're
I mean,
all the fire
you
that
should
was hitting
fire
it was
at it. How else are you gonna
fucking
kill
it
it?
up.
Even my
yours
poking
hurt
in the
it a
beginning?
lot too. Like in total, yours did like 36 damage to
What
it.
about poking it in the beginning?
It did nothing. That actually triggered it. It felt threatened, and that's what caused it to dash.
what is this place to me?
This is a
Workshop.
It's a known workshop that you've kind of visited here and there.
Oh, I don't like. It's not like a really important.
No, it's not like a super.
Not like a
important
place where a
to you.
friend is or something.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
You just
Santa
know of it. And you're acquainted with
I
some
just
people
know that
here.
it's important.
You just know that it's important.
To a friend.
It's important, and you know that you felt a disturbing presence here that you wanted to be rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you care about the environment about it, probably not.
It's just like don't like
So,
it.
what are you doing?
Tell your friends, Jack Frost says hello.
And you fire like a fucking shotgun, I guess. This chromatic orb, and it hits it, and it like melts into like those molten or the super overheated balls of nickel that goes inside of objects.
Yeah.
And just shoots straight through it, and it just begins to crack in several places and decompose. More or less.
Right after I said the really bad Terminator impression,
Yeah.
I thought of something better, but
it's obliterated.
How much health did it have?
It had a total of 4.
Oh, wow. Good job, you two.
so I did 30
Oh yeah,
damage
you
to
did
it.
nearly half, and then everyone else wailing. It only had like maybe 16.
I got 1 hurt.
Alright. So,
I'm keeping loose check of it. I am also making sure that I know of its max. So, stuff like that, because I'm rolling randomly for it.
Max is
so I'm guessing we're out of combat.
Oh yeah, you're out of combat for sure.
Alright, I'm gonna go pick up the cow traps. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can pick the couch. Just make a sleight of hand check. just make a sleight of hand check.
Should I?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
motherfucker.
because I think it'd be funny.
As if it's a 1.
Hey!
I found
Easily.
every single one.
You hold your hand up. Wait, I know this, and you very delicately put them inside the cow chops box.
Wow.
So, what's everyone's plan right now? Everyone's kind of standing.
Massive frost.
About half of you are very injured.
Jack
I
Frost.
recommend if we want to
Mr. Jack
survive,
Frost.
we should
Before we
rest.
move,
You two are talking at the same time, so go ahead and say something.
Mr. Jack Frost. Before we continue on, I think we should take a short break to recover.
I look around the room. Fine. We are running out of time. Given what these inks, these sacks probably are. But sure. If we move forward in our current condition, none of us will survive.
I sit on
None
the
of
wall.
us make out of this ice.
Most likely over there then.
Okay. Over
Meditating.
Meditating. Okay.
Meditwadi.
Okay. So you just see Tao go over, place up against the wall, clasp his hands, and like this aura kind of envelops him.
A bird comes out and just dies because it's too cold.
Ice kind of starts to like form onto him, almost like it's natural.
He's dying! Someone save him!
But it doesn't look any kind
Yeah.
of alarming, but it's very natural, and he clearly looks like be in a state of trance. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna race.
What?
Reached.
He's gonna rest.
Okay,
say
thank
it
you.
like a person.
I thought you were saying reached. I was like, what the fuck
He
is
was saying
reached?
reached.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought so too, and I was next to him.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna rest. So what are you doing? Where are you going in this room?
Stuff to over by that area.
Over by him.
Yeah. Gonna rest.
What's everyone doing?
I'm
Just kind of keeping an
gonna
eye
go-
out, watching.
Gonna get up
What
the
kind
floor
of hit
first.
dice do we all have? Do
You have a
I'm
D8.
always.
Clerics have a D8. You have a D8. Jack Frost is a D6.
Ha!
And the Lithomancer also has a D8.
Who cares about him? He's not actually here. Alright, I'm guessing we could use one.
I mean, if you guys are gonna get a short rest, are you guys staying here for an hour?
I mean, it's a frost.
You meant Master Frost?
Me as a player wouldn't know or care, I guess, because that would be metagaming about the time difference between the North Pole and the material plane.
They're the same time
They're
frame.
the same.
It's just it's hard to tell because everything is always perpetually cold and snowing, so it's difficult to ascertain the time. Time passing
gonna
doesn't
see now.
necessarily feel different. It's just that you can't tell how much time has necessarily passed.
He also doesn't know what is going on here. But he does know that if we don't keep moving... He knows if we don't keep moving forward,
Bad stuff.
bad stuff will happen. But he also knows if we move forward
We could
in the
die.
current condition, bad stuff will happen.
Yeah, I will tell you that Mason's currently sitting at about 4 hit points.
So, yeah, we're going to stay here for an hour.
Alright, how many hit dice do we have?
You have 7 because you are
One for
level
each
7.
Okay, that's what I thought.
One for each level, and you can
As much
choose
as we
to
want.
use as much as you want.
Yep.
Each one of them gets your con modifier,
And we,
and you can choose to stop whenever, or if you feel like you need more,
Yeah,
you can keep
keep going.
rolling.
Yeah, because I don't have any fucking healing.
Eladrin has a D6, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's
No,
based
I
on
mean,
your
like,
class.
I'm talking about, like, spell. I can't help anyone else heal.
No, but you do get sorcery points back, I think. Or
After
no,
short rest?
no, I think those are actually long rest.
Alright.
Because yeah, you can make spell slots with them. so that's why
I didn't use any sorcery.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Close enough. All right.
If you wanted to like use them to create spell slots or something. You're just using 2, or you have full now?
Yeah, pretty much. Almost full.
Okay, so D6.
So then I guess this is the rest of I get all my
Yeah, you get your key points back. You get your marks back.
Mm-hmm.
good. I didn't use most
I
of
just
it.
used 3.
Yeah. You just use 3. Are you at full
I
now?
have to get a long
No.
rest then to get any of my spell.
Oh, you don't get any
Yeah,
spell
spell
slots
slots
back.
off.
Or your
Oh,
channel
jock.
affinity.
16.
Also, I would say the damage.
I don't have a con modifier, do I? For I don't know what it was. Damn.
Is that
Okay, he's good. He's at full now.
He used the whole.
He had 4 and he has 50 health. Like he has over 50 health, but he was getting fucked up.
Okay.
So
I
he's
used
at full now and he
3.
used 6 of his dice.
I used 3.
3. Okay.
Okay.
I'm at basically.
So, an
4.
hour passed.
Almost there.
An hour passes. Make general perception checks, everyone.
20.
Wow.
20.
Dirty 20,
24.
24,
8.
8,
Dirty 20.
30, 20. Natural 1 on Mason's part.
I'm still in my meditating state.
Well, no, you're only meditating for your first 30 minutes, and then you're good for the other. You're just pretending to, so that way you don't have to converse with people.
Yeah.
I got you. So the ice kind of melts from him, but he's still standing in the same pose.
I pick my eye out.
But
I just look over like.
keeping close eye out, nothing seems to be different about this room. The what look to be silken sacks across this room don't budge. Other than it getting substantially colder, it's easily getting colder and colder as time begins to pass. Icicles begin to form more heavily and become more solidified. You can actually see that the what was once a frozen gelatinous cube is now a completely frozen over substance again.
Is it in the way though?
It broke down and melted portions of it, so it's not in the way anymore, but it's still there, but it's not just frozen over anyways.
Can I think about something and see if I know it?
What are you trying to think about?
So do I know everything that's on here and that's up or up? Or do I
You
not?
would make a history check. No.
Okay.
You cannot remember because you've been gone for so long.
Yeah.
You're not sure if they changed everything necessarily, and also, rarely you went too high. Rarely you ever went beyond like the 3rd area, because right now you're heading towards the 2nd,
Okay,
and
yeah.
the 3rd is nearly the top. There's only a very little amount left above it.
I know you said that like there was a presence I felt in here.
You felt that there was a very powerful and evil presence that was in this iceberg.
Is that intensifying at all?
You can definitely tell that it is getting worse and worse and probably more powerful, but you're not sure how more powerful. It just feels dangerous, whatever it is.
Master Frost.
Whether that's an object, a creature, you're unsure.
Master Frost.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're ready to go.
If you didn't say it, I was going to.
Master Frost. Do you on the top of the tower? Is there another way out?
Would I know that?
At the top of the tower?
Yeah. If there's
Or
like
any
another,
other-
like a back way out besides
other-
going like all the way back down.
Yeah.
You yourself would not know that.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It
As
might-
far as I know, you have to backtrack the entire way.
It would be dangerous coming back in this room if those hatch.
It's going to be dangerous going forward as well.
Bless you.
But hopefully if we get to the top and get rid of whatever evil presence there is, the person who owns this place will aid us as well. So, who knows?
Who owns this place, Mr. Frost?
You would know you're acquainted with them.
Santa Claus.
It is a individual who
Where's Red and it's fat?
keeps tabs on a lot of different settlements in the polar area. They distribute food, which is where a lot of the food was probably gone from this room, because this is a massive room, has a very large amount, extensive space to be able to store some. But clearly, it was either shipped away or they didn't have that much for it to begin with through magical means. But as well as that, that he's the one that runs and manages the whole thing. He's a very powerful spellcaster himself, which is why he creates a lot of the food that presides here, helps create the materials, because obviously in the polar region there's nothing around, there's no trees, there's very little mining, it's difficult to obtain resources, but being a spellcaster of his type, he's able to obtain them through his own means.
Do I know his name?
You would know his name is
Frost Jack.
Frost Jack. No, it is Klaus.
Klaus.
His name is Klaus. He likes to go by Klaus. He's a very jolly individual. A little bit more heavy set as well, with a pretty thick white beard because of his age.
What does he wear?
He likes to wear brighter clothes, probably something that
Is it red?
reflects the sun, because he himself is also very cold and likes to stay cold.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. All right, let's go.
Klaus. Well, oh yeah, and,
I whispered to
Netflix.
myself, he is real.
my nickname for him is Nick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're on name to name basis.
Yeah. I gave him a nickname.
He calls you Jackie.
Anyways,
Let's just say that he's a guy who, if this icicle is taken over, it's bad. Just say, he probably got caught off guard or something. You would probably know him as St. Nicholas, potentially. I know him as something else. But we need to go upstairs.
Saint Nicholas.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I shake my head too.
okay. So everyone goes upstairs,
Following him.
following him. Okay. So just keeping your normal order, basically.
I'm last.
Yep. Last. Next would be Goat Man, Reindeer Man. Okay. Making your way up there.
Making my way down.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Don't even need to use the Clorox one.
That's the one I used with my buff?
No, it's not.
No, it isn't. Shut up, is it?
No, maybe.
Smells it. Didn't like that.
As you go higher and higher, you can tell that there is frozen stone up as you get up and up. You're easily going about 30 feet further.
Would you say it's Frostone?
Shut up, Freda. It comes to just a door frame in front of you. I'm just gonna do the stairs like this because that's where you guys would have came from. Ooh, it's icy. And that's where you're from. Hello. My phone went off.
It's like I'm coming right now.
Here. No, but so the door is in front of you and it's clearly iced over.
I'll touch it.
Okay, touch it. You just kind of brush off the ice on your hands. Just
Staff.
Yeah.
yeah, you staff it, and easily enough, the energy kind of coalesces back into it. Except that it was more pale blue and a lot more thick of the ice. You feel like if someone else would have touched it, they might have been flash frozen. As it kind of just coalesced over your arm and body, and you just brushed it off, like, get the shit off me. Your Ring of Winter just kind of like flashes briefly and just shoves all the ice off. Homebrew Ring of Winter, by the way, not the actual one with the holy shit. And you just open the door.
So who made
Yeah.
that monster? Did you shout that person out?
Yeah, I did. I did it at the beginning. We had talked about it. Okay, so opening the door and looking inside, it is fairly big. Not
Like Jordan's
But I'll show it on that camera right now.
You have to use a microscope to find it though. So
That's racist.
That's a really
You can see there are two frozen over windows, completely iced over and difficult to see through.
Is there any way to get out of the current room we're in?
Yes. I forgot to put down the door. It is less of a door, and it's a rounder position on this side that looks to have a staircase going directly up.
now we have a mage's tower.
You don't know.
We're just walking through Hogwarts. It's fine.
There's just stairs that never change.
There's a ton of spiral staircases.
moving
Lord,
staircases from diagonally to shift and turn and bend. But anyways, that's what you got. That's what you see when you initially come in. The layout of the room looks to have a lot of bedding and lodging. So there are several beds that are laid out, completely disheveled and thrown about as well. The cloth that's on them is destroyed. Some of the bits and pieces are actually like jutted and broken.
There's a tiny bed, Tyler.
Tiny people. It's also 10 feet. That's a big bed.
Not that one there, though.
That one's 10 feet too.
How?
Because
It's in
it's
one box.
Look at where it's the same size as that. Look, doesn't matter. They're 10-foot wide beds. All right. Hey, look at that. That one's tiny. Take that. It's because it's up against the wall,
It's time to
upside.
sleep.
There are tons and tons and tons of destroyed and disheveled beds in this room.
I will make a perception check. Can I make one specifically looking for like bodies of any kind?
That would be investigation.
Okay, investigation check.
Yeah. It's also caked in.
Cake?
Yes.
Like Jordan's house?
It is caked in the same cobwebbing that was in the other room, just as much, if not more.
What's investigation? Is that
Intelligence based.
Ah, great. Okay.
So only the first two people can make investigate, unless you're trying to check for certain things or doing what specifically. What's everyone doing when you come up to this room? This is what everyone sees.
I gotta wait for me to be able to get into the room.
I'll just look under every
I'm
bed.
looking.
Looking under your bed.
Under. So
Yep.
that'd be the perception or investigation for that.
Just make a investigation check.
Oh, mine was 10. by the way.
10.
9.
15.
For what?
For just,
General perception.
yeah.
Okay. Keeping
Seeing if
vigilant.
there's any, like, things. that might
He's
be,
gonna.
like-
He's just gonna follow you.
for
And
any,
Alf, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just hanging out by the
For
door.
anything that might be an enemy. But
Okay.
I feel like you're gonna attack a third time. Nice surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
looking under the beds of what is positioned as a normal bed, there doesn't seem to be anything other than more and more cobwebs. You try to lift some, and there's actually like frozen bits and pieces of much thicker cobweb underneath them. The ceiling goes maybe about 15 to 20 feet up, and it's kind of difficult to tell because it's caked in more cobweb on the ceiling. The walls themselves, the floor, the ceiling, it's all just completely decked in this frozen cobwebs. Looking for any bodies, you don't see remnants of anything other than the broken substances that are here, the frozen over cloth, the cobwebs. You don't spot anything or anyone. And you would know that this is a facility that held at least over 100 people.
Yeah.
Or 100 creatures. So you've only spotted in total the mimic from downstairs, the 2 ghouls, and the 2 elven individuals.
Hit a slime.
I mean, yeah. I guess.
From the way they left this room and the room in the entrance, it seems as if we're going to find everyone who once occupied this icicle upstairs, or they fled in a hurry.
We're dead.
Either way,
You were making perception, yeah? What was your roll?
15.
15. You would notice that there are jutted holes in the walls. Like several of them. Several against this wall, several against this wall, some on that side. There's a few on this one. But clearly they were jutted and pivoted in pieces of something that was eventually ripped out.
I tell him.
Yeah. So he points out like holes that are in the wall that look to be picketed. If you want to try to figure out what they could have been, it would be a intelligence check, or if you wanted to do something else with that knowledge, it's up to you.
I'll make an intelligence check. I don't think those were there before.
No, you would know that they were definitely not
Yeah,
in there.
for sure.
Tao, you would know that they were not.
Okay.
They look like holes in the wall that could probably house like a candle or something. Maybe it was used for night lights. 'Cause, I mean, this does look like it was made for sleeping. So I mean, maybe there's some kids afraid of some stuff.
I just touch it and I'm like, Nick has some really weird decoration stuff. Okay.
But what are you guys doing? It looks like this room is vacant.
Nothing here. We should go.
Yeah. Up the stairs.
Okay. Everyone just going in the same order?
Onward and upward, everybody.
Yes.
March.
Cover each hole up.
Oh, Tyler. We didn't think of this. we should have had something where I could summon Frosty.
I'm gonna make that for your ill hound.
See, just a snowman.
Yeah. So you guys are making your way up the steps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
First
first,
you get
Mr. Frost. And Mr. Tao.
Make a perception check.
And Mr.
Who? Person in the back?
Elf.
You should see shit from under my bed.
15.
15?
You're dead.
Looking into it, Tyler.
A sense of presence.
In the force.
Plus 7. I would say. Okay. Okay.
Oh, they beat me by 1.
No, they got a 22. Because it's plus 7 to stealth. They won't-
Now I'm talking about the modifier.
Oh, yeah.
Now they have
Make a perception check. Xenon. Okay, you would notice this. Because everyone else is currently going up the stairs. You would notice this. You, Elf, are immediately silenced. Your mouth is covered. And your entire head goes into like this kind of like layer. Just, you're dead. No, there's like a layer of some kind of clothy material. It just kind of goes over your face. And it's very cold, icy cold. You suffer...
Suffocation.
No. You take 6 points of cold damage as this layer of what feels like cobwebs shoot over your face and completely silences you. What you hear is the sound of a muffled and a sound of immediate lift. You are brought up to the ceiling and are snagged into the ceiling right now. When you turn around, you see this, like, you saw him get lifted, basically. You looked over your shoulder after you saw that, and you just saw Elf get lifted into the ceiling.
Elf is gone. I look back.
Elf is gone.
I just look my head around.
Got stoled into the ceiling.
I mean, if you guys wanted to go back into the room,
Yeah,
I'm gonna rush up the stairs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you rush up the stairs. Let's roll initiative for the sake of action. So you three are going back down the stairs, and then you're running up the stairs.
Actually, Jack will also go up the stairs.
Okay. So you're following.
He can't leave Tao alone because he knows what's happened before.
Okay.
At this point.
So you two, or you and did you go down the stairs?
I was already at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. Mason would have followed you. Okay.
What's with the ridiculous little numbers on our
They
team?
got 17.
Oh, you got 17. You fuck.
I'm consistent. I'm consistent in my initiative rolls.
Tell him what was your instrument.
13.
All right, Tao.
9.
Yes. 7.
Jack.
Yeah.
Same as it's been. 17.
Jesus. All right, Mason. Hey, good job, Mason. 30-20.
Fucking hate my roll.
Elf.
13.
13. Xenon.
6.
I still got it at the time.
Well, I don't have a plus 7 to my initiative roll, apparently.
And I need to roll for that.
Excuse that yawn.
Okay. So, with that, we go to Mason, who is down here. Is going to look up to see you are lifted, and this massive spider is currently twining you into a ball, basically, into a wrapped sack. It's starting to do that. It's not fully done anything yet, but that's what it initially has done.
My mind's like, I knew it.
It has like a pale transparent blue that coalesces over it and is overall disturbing.
I knew it. It's a spider.
Like Tyler's room.
In my mind.
Okay.
Just gonna yell,
It's a spider!
With that, he's going to huck 2 of these blades. He's going to attempt to do it through the cobwebbing because where you were lifted, there it seems to be about a 10-foot gap above the cobweb, which is where you're dangling from. He's trying to hurl it through the thing, which makes it at disadvantage.
Also,
For the first one.
if he succeed, if I fall down, do I fall next to him?
First one misses. I mean, you're still wrapped up right currently. So the spider's not the thing that's holding you. You're currently attached to the ceiling.
Oh,
The first one misses, but now the second one without disadvantage hits. So it does a D10 of. Hey, that's a good 13 points of damage. You just it gets caught in the cobweb, just kind of like juts out and then disintegrates. So all of the cobweb just kind of dangles down. Hurls the second one, hits it straight into like a huge part of its carapace, and just this disgusting coldish blood begins to pour out of it. That's his turn.
It's everybody's turn.
Jack,
The initiative once again.
I'm holding.
are you going up further up the stairs? Because it's still a fair ways.
I'm following Tao.
Okay, well, okay. So you're basically going to be following Tao.
Yeah.
Elf, make a strength saving throw.
7.
No, as you are trying to like wriggle out of it, though, the legs of the spider are just consistently wrapping over you, and you're having difficulty trying to break through the restraint. You suffer.
Critical damage.
You suffer 8 points of cold damage as the webbing is so cold that it's drawing out all of the heat from your body, and you're feeling it. You're losing breath faster and faster, almost getting frostbitten. That is your turn. You're completely restrained. Well, you have a bonus action and yeah, you have a bonus action.
Got
If you had anything you could do that doesn't require speech or anything, the only thing that you have is your seal, which you need to see, and you're currently blinded. So, okay. Then we go to Tao. So you two are just running up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm running up the stairs to get to the top.
Are you dashing?
Oh, well, depends how long it takes to get there, yeah.
It's gonna take you about 50 feet. So you could make it to the top actually in just your normal movement. You could if you dashed.
I mean, I'm just following him.
Okay, yeah. So you both make it upstairs. I'm gonna draw on a separate portion.
The higher help they went for, they left behind. Nice.
You would have made it into a room here. That seems to be rather rounded. And then it goes into more ice over in this portion of the room. So this portion gets more icy.
Okay.
There are windows as well, labeled here and here, as well as here. So that's what you see. The initial outlook of this room is heavier and thicker cobwebs. A lot like the ice room that there was before. There's a few sacks up against the wall here, except they're more clumped together.
Okay.
Let me finish drawing the room.
I look at the ground everywhere.
Covered in cobwebs. The walls, ceiling, everything is coated in even thicker cobwebs than before. Let me draw the things. It's a lot more of a group, and it's a lot more of them. Some of them are suspended from the ceiling. There's others that are down further. It's just a wall of what look to be these spider-sacked things. Probably a good 2 or 3 dozen of them.
So just a giant one in there.
I'm
somewhere?
gonna
But they're varying sizes.
I'm gonna do what I can and take my sword and just cut some of the cobweb in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough. You just spend some of your time cutting because it is coating everything. It's like walls of cobwebs in this room. So you start cutting some. It basically puts it at difficult terrain, so you're at half speed for the duration. So that's basically your movement. So you're using your action to dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep cutting.
So 10,
And be careful where I'm stepping.
20,
I don't want to make sure I
30,
fall in a hole.
40. Yep, you're paying close attention. That's as far as you're going.
Okay, that's fine. That's it then.
Okay, Jack Frost, you used yours to move. Xenon.
Gonna hurl my javelin up at the ceiling.
At the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an attack with disadvantage. because it's currently cutting through more and more cobweb that's attached to the ceiling.
He rolls a 1. He missed. He hits a natural 20. He hits my nuts.
Well, roll to attack with disadvantage.
18.
Okay, well, that's gonna hit. So, with precision, you see the cobwebs, and there's like a tiny little gap. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's a d6 plus your strength. So, a d6 plus 4.
Got you.
6 points of damage as you just hurl it. It gets straight into part of its back and just... And, still alive, still dangling from the ceiling. It looks pretty bloodied and injured. And that's...
Can I touch it? Somehow touch it.
You're wiggling still. Your feet are probably kicking at it, but that's about it. You can feel it, and it's,
Does it still count as a touch? Or it has to be skin touch?
What are you trying to do?
Try to fast fire on it? Or...
On the javelin?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're not going to hit the javelin. I thought you were talking about the spider. No.
Yeah, I was just talking about the javelin.
No, the spider is basically here.
Can I use a bonus action to do a spell?
Sure. What kind of spell?
Cantrip.
Well, no, because he used an action to throw a javelin. So you could use a spell slot level or anything.
Oh yeah.
Let's go with Gust of Wind.
Gust of Wind. Explain that spell to me quick.
Well, maybe. Line of strong wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide blast from you in the direction you choose for the spell's duration. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away.
Okay,
The direction following the line. Any creature
That's an action to cast.
Yeah. So it wouldn't work.
You have a bonus
Okay,
action.
so it would work.
No, you have a
No.
bonus action. You
Oh,
don't have an
something
action. You can cast a bonus action spell.
I don't know which ones are bonus.
No,
You
say
should've
bonus
wrote them
action.
Yeah, I would
down.
say.
I can't read them.
You're the one with glasses, and you're not wearing them?
I'm wearing contacts. I can't see where it says
He
bonus.
has a tiny phone screen as well.
Does it
That he
actually say,
can-
does it actually say bonus action on there?
I don't know which one to do. That's the
Well,
thing.
healing word is a bonus action. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, that's
Spiritual weapon is a bonus action.
That wouldn't help because I still wouldn't be able to attack with it.
Yes, you can, because its spiritual weapon is its own cognitive weapon.
Oh, so I can.
It
summon
literally,
and
once you
attack
summon
with
it, you can just make attacks with it as your bonus action.
Yeah, it does say it.
I just can't read where it says bonus action. Because there's no.
Right there, it says 1 act. I'm gonna assume that's action.
Oh, yeah, it's in the swirl. I can kind of get that because it's like bolded
Well,
and
yeah.
tiny. So I can kind of get that. If it says ACT, it's an action. If it
I
says, like,
Yeah, I don't
So-
zoom in that far though, because I'm trying to see multiple spells at the same time. To figure
okay,
out
well,
which
yes,
one's
that's
better.
going to be an action to cast that. You could cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action, which is a second level spell. You could cast it at a 4th level to make it stronger.
I'm saving that for us. Wait, is there anything else past where they are?
As far as you can tell, you can't see any other creatures.
Past where they are? Past where me and Tao are?
Yeah, because
You
Oh, they're
have
upstairs.
no idea where we are.
I know that you were saying that there's only 3 floors or whatever earlier.
There's from as far as you could tell from the outside, there was 3 portions of building. They're on the 3rd portion of the building, but it might go deeper in. You didn't ask that, but they would know instinctually because they've been here before.
We have not. We're our guests.
You are guests saving
Something.
the Ice Age.
So now I'll do a 3rd level spell for spirit, this sword.
Spiritual weapon is a 2nd level spell if you wanted to make that strong. If you wanted to do that, it doesn't have to be 3rd, because doing it at 3rd doesn't make it stronger.
What does it do for
But I only
damage?
have one
You just cast
2nd level spell left.
Okay, I mean, yeah, so you can cast it at 3rd level. It's just not gonna make it stronger. Because it needs to make it 4th level. It goes by every even number. It makes it
Yeah.
stronger.
I'll just leave that 2nd level and use the last of my 2nd level spells.
Okay, I mean, you could use your 2nd level spells as 3rd level spells too. So
I know.
okay, so you cast a spiritual weapon. We'll use a good old. We'll use a metal dice to resemble it. That is a big ass fucking spiritual weapon. What kind of weapon do you want it to look like? Because it'll do the same damage, but what do you want it for flavor?
Mace Windu.
Mason Windu.
It's a giant voice.
A giant lightsaber. So this like little blade comes out, and all of a sudden this like energy is.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Disney Channel, please don't come after us.
Disney, please don't come after us. Really don't. But so go ahead and make an attack with it. It uses your spellcast to hit modifier, so that would be +7. 21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. It does a D8 of force damage plus your wisdom modifier. D8.
Do you want to count it? Because I went off
Too
the
late.
tray.
I mean, people have been doing it anyways.
I mean, but I rolled for the training, so.
Well, anyways. That is enough to kill it, though. So what happens is, because they took a lot of damage from 3 targets at this point. As you kind of summon this lightsaber-like bladed weapon, which is totally strange. You've never seen something like that. You just pictured it in your mind from possibly a reference of an outer world
You
force.
could never know such a copyrighted material.
It cuts the legs and it just falls into the cobwebs and just like curls up. You're still trapped into the ceiling, but that's
At
what
least it
happens.
won't be eaten now. I was expecting.
So, Mr. Is my mouth
That's
still
your
closed?
movement. Well, that's your everything basically. Once you wanted to move anywhere.
Towards the stairs.
Okay, yeah. Did someone move him closer to the stairs?
Is my mouth
It's a big
still
guy.
closed?
Your mouth is still sealed, yeah.
Okay.
And you are basically dangling about 20 feet from the ceiling,
Okay.
or 20 feet from the ground. Okay. I need to make a dexterity saving throw for.
Mason.
Tell me if that is in there.
Make another. Are you trying to run up the stairs? Where are you? What's your plan here?
I was gonna run up to find those two.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Mason's gone.
16.
You hear a very similar sound of someone going, "Mm," and then the sound of someone being lifted. You look over your shoulder, and Mason's lifted into the ceiling. As another spider, which was hiding in the cobwebs, seemed to pick him up.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to down here.
You hear the sound of a fair friend of yours getting lifted into the ceiling.
And that's what I said to him.
You guys were running away.
He's running away.
We ran up to the next floor after I say one of our
Well,
allies is
they're
gone.
going up. Striker.
Yeah. I got pulled into the ceiling.
Going up the ceiling. And what am I gonna do? I have no range attack.
You're currently about 45 feet up from where you were. Okay, good thing. With that is that one's okay. There is a second spider lunges down through the cobwebbing here and charges at you. Since you are no longer within the ceiling's range, being in the stairs, it instead is going to try to bite at you. So it's going to run at you.
Spirit of swords, just throw it at it.
Makes an attack at you. 11 to hit. Okay, so it goes to bite, just this disturbing fangs to try to lunge out at you, and it completely whiffs. Also, Mason takes cold damage. Mason takes 3 points of cold damage.
Did my javelin fall back down at all?
It's stuck in the webs in the spider. Alright, top of the initiative order. Mason,
Mason.
strength saving throw. Which is good.
He's
Ooh, he like brings it up like just before the spider's able to like cut down his arms or like put him in a full suit. He just brings back his blade and cuts off one of the things and falls back into the webbing. He's kind of just like restrained there, looking around as the spider's there. With the range of his weapon, he cuts the ceiling from you. You still have it covering your face, but he cut it off of your face, and you're just now stuck inside of the webbing as well, from above you. So you're not restrained anymore. Well, you're not like blinded, you're not dangling from the ceiling anymore, but you're still kind of coated a little bit, so you yourself would still have to make a save, but you're not stuck to the ceiling right now.
Can I have a prep attack from that?
Well, your arms are still bound. What are you going to attack with?
Oh.
His
I
mouth
thought
is gonna...
I thought I had one of my hands up.
No, you're failing the first time. They just coated you with more, so they got your upper body layered. Jack.
I will look at what I know what Tao's doing.
Yes.
I will look down the stairs, and since I don't know what's happening, I'll be like, "Everything okay down there?"
Can I answer?
You can respond with about 6 words.
There's more spiders.
Is that 6 words?
That's great.
Okay. More
You
spiders.
you also hear Mason shout, "We really need help!"
Okay.
Especially because it echoes in this place.
I'll you know what? I'll message to Tao that I'm going downstairs.
Okay. Okay, so you continue to cut. So you just turn back and you can see Tao continuing to cut more cobwebs.
Okay. I have no idea what he's trying to do. So
So you're gonna go downstairs?
yeah.
Okay. You can use your bonus action to phase step further, just if you wanted to.
Sure.
Okay, because then you get more movement as well, and then your action to dash, you would make it all the way back down to the bottom. Easily enough.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can see, because now they're not from the ceiling, they're stuck in the cobwebs like 10 feet above the ceiling. So you can see them just kind of dangling, caught in the webs. You can see
They're hanging out.
Elf is like wrapped, his face is covered. Mason's like there with 2 weapons in hand that are glowing red. A spider attacking Xenon, and another spider that's hanging out in the ceiling near the 2 that are trapped up there.
Damn.
And then there's the one dead spider with a javelin hanging out.
Elf! Make a athletics, or make a strength saving throw. This time, you break your arms free, you wipe it off your face, it's disgusting, just, and you just kind of like just try to wipe it onto some of the cobwebs near you.
Makes it worse.
You take only half damage, as it's now gone from you.
Am I still up in the ceiling?
You're caught on the 10-foot one. It's not cold enough to actually do too much to you because you're not fully wrapped in it, but you're 10 feet from the floor, and you're currently grappled by that. You take 2 points of cold damage as well from getting the remainder of the spider web off your face.
So do I need to make another strength?
No, you'll have to make that if you want to try to cut it down. You'll have to do that on your next turn. You still have a bonus action and movement. Well, no movement. You have a bonus action, and you can see. Also, your summoned blade would be gone because you took a short rest.
I know. I'm gonna use my mark and recall it back.
Okay, just a normal one, or are you augmenting it?
Fire.
Okay, so there's 2 marks to augment it. Alright, that's your turn. We go to Tao. Just continuing to cut.
Let's cut more towards that direction. Yeah.
This area?
Yeah.
Alright, cut. So 10.
We're cutting, taking
20.
action, or just.
You're just doing it while you're moving.
Alright, so dash. Make sure I just cut as much as I
Okay.
can on that area.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
Okay. Nothing yet? I guess I can't see any.
Other than more cobweb directly in front of you, you can see that outside the window it's blisteringly cold. You're very high up from the ground.
Yeah, okay. Well, I want to get more of that area.
This area over here?
Yeah.
Alright. Then instead of going this way, you would have gone to here and then gone this way.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. And that's it.
Okay. Xenon,
Alright.
you have a massive trapdoor
Dick.
spider in front of you.
No, massive.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
so I am going to grab my warhammer out.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna smash some spiders with a hammer. You sound like Jake over here.
I threw my javelin.
You have more than just one javelin.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you have 10.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, javelins are like the ranged melee versions of darts and
Okay.
slings.
Yeah, I'm still gonna grab my hammer.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
It's right in front of me. I'm not gonna poke it.
Sure.
Poke it with a hammer.
So you're gonna swing the smash. Cool. Roll to hit.
Let's go squish.
14.
14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh yeah, it is a spider.
D8 plus your strength.
So it's plus 4, right? Isn't that all of it? Plus
Yes, plus
11.
11 points of damage. You bring it down,
Get it? Bring
hit
that
on
one.
top of it.
Spiritual
It's still
weapon.
alive. Spiritual weapon, it can
Bonus.
float down there. So go ahead and roll to attack.
No.
No, that one will miss. It goes to swing with its energy, and as it does, the hammer kind of like bounces it off because it's not an actual weapon. It's never an actual weapon.
Yeah. I was thinking more of like Lon's of Mason's weapon almost. So it's like a blade that has.
You know, when you say lightsaber,
Lightsaber was the first word that came to mind. That's why. I didn't.
Please don't
Alright.
come after us.
okay, moving on because I'm not
Really?
gonna have this argument about how
Really
the
need
fuck
to
you
stop
get to
throwing
that.
around the word, the copyrighted word.
Yeah, that's why you say plasma blade.
Exactly.
Plasma blade.
I don't know, something.
A light blade.
Halo don't come after
That's your
us.
turn unless you wanted to move anywhere.
It's right in front of me.
Yeah. So no
Wait,
moving.
can he get past me?
Yeah, he can get past you.
I can.
He's gonna have to kill the spider though, because it's blocking his path.
Yeah, that's
Unless he face stepped over it. So.
which I need to roll to see.
On your next turn, yeah. Spider's turns. The spider that's up on the ceiling drops down on top of the webbing and comes towards you. So while you're stuck on the webbing, it has advantage on its bite.
No.
Okay, that's gonna hit, but that's still gonna hit. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Hey, nice. So
You spat in its face.
you take 5 points of piercing damage, 1 point of cold damage, and you take half damage from poison.
Poison resistance.
So quarter damage.
And it's a dwarf thing. Right.
You take 1 point of poison damage, which would have been 6. Turn to 1.
So in total that is. I just forgot the first two.
Well, it was 1 point of cold, 1 point of poison, and I think it was 4 points of piercing.
Yeah,
No, it was 5 because I rolled a 1 and a 8. So 5 points
I
of
would
piercing.
just get fucked.
It would've been worse.
Couldn't wait. That's what it does. The other one that's directly in front of you two is going to launch out a spray of webbing directly into a cone at both of you. I need both of you to make a strength. Oh no, I have to roll the hit. I have to roll a hit on both of you. No. What's your ACs?
18.
Above a 13, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so the webbing just kind of coalesces over you, just like, get this shit off of me. You just rub it off. It's basically like a watered down version of silly string.
I hate those ones.
Make sure you don't put a lighter near it. You'll go from the flames.
Oh my god.
Good thing my sword's not on fire my hammer's on fire this time.
No, it just kind of just rubs off the skin. Super easy. And that's what it does.
Going to smash.
It's going to shoot its webbing up from its back into the ceiling and try to swing up, so make an attack of opportunity.
Here's a pinata.
14 again.
14 hits, so go ahead and roll attack. 12 points of damage?
Yep.
How do you want to kill this spider?
It's a pinata. What do you expect?
I'm gonna smash it into the other one up into the ceiling.
Okay, so as it like shoots up and it's like it just sprays its web over you and you're just like, that didn't hurt or anything. It just like tries to flee going up into the ceiling. You golf swing it with your warhammer. It swings on the web and smashes into the other one. It doesn't do any damage to the other one, but it definitely splatters with the man. It just kind of like dangles back with like the bottom half of a spider. That's it for that guy. He fucks.
Hey, you know it's a guy.
That's the spider's turns. So Mason now here is going to hurl his weapons at the spider that's attacking you. Both are going to hit.
He's gonna hit me.
Yeah, Calvin.
We need help. Gets down here, hasn't helped.
I haven't gone again.
I know.
So this totally fine spider is pinned to the wall with 28 points of damage. Rolled 2 10s.
Damn.
Max damage?
2 10s.
Shit.
These things have 26 health. You just see the spider get punctured into the wall, and
Man.
the stone disintegrates,
MVP.
and he just slides off the wall with huge. What you guys see, not being able to actually see the spider up in the ceiling, it just fucking a massive spider just slides into the ground.
Is that the last?
That's the last one that you can see.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, staying in initiative. What's everyone else's plan? Just so that way I know.
Spiritual blade to cut them down.
To cut them down?
To help get them down to get the fuck upstairs.
Okay.
Isn't there another spider down there?
You've killed 3.
Okay.
Killed the first one. Killed the
We're
second
just staying in initiative because reasons.
one. Something on the top floor.
So you're trying to cut them down?
I'm just trying to help as best I really,
Okay.
realistically have nothing to help cut them
Yeah,
down.
you're a sharp cane.
I mean, sure.
So just make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Just to cut the things without like cutting them or something.
Okay.
It's not a hard DC. It's cobweb.
Natural 1.
Cuts his dick off.
Got 6. What's sleight of hand?
Dex based.
Okay, that is a 7.
7. Okay, it's still easy enough. The DC was 5.
No.
So you just kind of bring it up. You just kind of move a lot of it, especially because your cane is also cold in nature and has jagged spikes to it. You just kind of like slice up portions of it, and easily enough, both of them are hit the ground.
And I'm dead.
No, they don't hit the ground hard. They kind of just like slide with the
Loving.
webbing. Elf, you're now ungrappled, unrestrained.
I'm gonna use the action to take a minor potion.
Okay. I mean, it's a bonus action to drink one yourself, so roll 2d4 plus 2. Hey, 7 points of healing. Where are you moving to? Are you going upstairs? Are you looking around in here? What's your plan?
I'm gonna look around, make sure nothing else happens.
Make a perception check.
Everyone, when they're going up the stairs, looking up to.
Nat 20.
Where are you gonna go?
There's nothing else in this room. I was just rolling the roll dice. There was nothing else in this room. You look up in the ceiling. You're knowing that they're up, that they were hiding up there to begin with. You're looking very carefully through the hole. You're like looking around. You ask somebody to like prop you up. You just get lifted up. There's nothing else in this room. The rest of this room is totally normal, and we are out of initiative.
Okay. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep cutting them.
Yep, that's fine. So what's everyone else's plan? Your spiritual
Going
weapon's still up
upstairs.
for a minute, so.
Oh, I'm heading upstairs to help cut.
I was gonna say, lads, we can't leave Tal upstairs. I don't know what's up there.
Okay, so you would have
Then-
gotten another certain
You first,
distance.
Yeah,
Sir
just keep
Frost.
cutting, yeah.
I should have
Where,
just.
where are you going inside this room?
I was just gonna cut in this area. If I saw nothing in this area, I'd just cut towards the way then.
So you're cutting around this?
Oh, no. I'm gonna stay fuck away from that.
That's where I'm asking where you're going, because there's walls
Yeah, I do right in the
coating
middle.
everything,
Right
right
in
down
the
the middle. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,
It's
80,
not like the
90.
entire upstairs just cleared up cobwebs. When we
It's got a massive gap. This whole area over here is
Yeah, it's
clear,
got-
and he's
that's
just
clear.
cutting down the middle now. So everyone else is going up the stairs.
Mr. Frost, you first.
Mr. Frost first, I guess.
Sure.
What happened?
I'm last.
All right, there you go. Spiritual weapon following. So that's one action.
Plasma blade.
What are you still doing? That's one action for all of them. Still cutting? Are you going further in? Because it goes into like a deep cobweb up here.
I turn around. Do I see them? If I
You can see them, yeah.
I'll cut until
Darnie doesn't see
I
like
can
a
barely
low
see
light
him.
because our flame sword.
There's light in here from outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's
What's with
daytime.
the one gap on the map there?
So-
Where?
Right next to the stairs where we're all at, besides him.
What? Gap.
Oh, this over here. I think I might have wiped that by accident. It's nothing. It's just there's a full wall here.
Okay.
So are you just cutting to clear this entire area?
yeah, that's why now.
Okay, because there is a thick line that your blade doesn't cut through directly here, and
Okay.
it's about a 10-foot wide, completely encased. It's like
I'll leave that alone then and cut around me.
okay,
More.
yeah, you just cut around all this. Basically, everything except these two windows is clear. and a ton that are covering this.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure they're up to me by now then.
Yeah, everyone's up here.
Okay.
I'm just. What's everyone's plans? You have a spiritual weapon up still for about like
How long
30
is the
or
time?
about
I see you're doing fine.
44 seconds.
I point at that wall.
Spiritual weapon to clear.
48
that area.
Cutting this stuff
Yeah.
this down. Okay. That is exactly enough time if you guys are just hanging out in this room for a minute.
I point at the wall. I can't cut that.
Well,
Hammer time.
Where's everyone going in this room?
Going to
Oh,
I'm
where's
going-
Mason going?
He's gonna be following you.
I'm going to be investigating the cobweb.
Okay.
So
Same.
I assume that you would
Are you
When?
following him?
Oh
go
yeah.
to.
I'm going over there with them too.
Didn't he cut those?
And then Mason's
eggs?
coming.
No.
He
No,
can't. He couldn't get
he's-
through these
He
ones,
stayed the fuck away from those eggs.
and he did not touch these eggs.
No, but my spiritual weapon did.
Yeah, the spiritual weapon cut through the webbing in front of the eggs.
Oh, just cut it.
Yeah, just cut the webbing in front of them, so now they're like open, like not the actual eggs, but the webbing that was covering over them.
Oh, he said it.
Eggs.
What eggs?
Egg.
Yeah, they're spider eggs. You've seen them.
Huh? Well, we didn't know there was spider eggs. We can confirm it.
Maybe I'm lying.
Hammer!
Wait, how much
Start
time had
smashing
passed?
EJ again.
A minute being in this room. It's still difficult terrain.
Perception
It's just
on
that
the
you can get
eggs.
through it. Make an investigation check. Investigation, not perception. Because you
Yeah.
can
Mr.
see.
Frost, what do you want to do with these spider eggs? I'm assuming they're spider eggs.
I want to
Yeah,
leave
just,
them
14.
there for now.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna follow.
Just a 14.
What'd you say?
14.
14. Going up to them, these aren't spider eggs. They look to be fully encased people.
I knew it. That was my other idea.
Can I tell if they're dead or not?
I mean, you haven't opened one. You can just tell that getting close to it, pressing your hand up against it, there's definitely a body inside of there, not a spider. And not thousands of mini baby spiders.
Do I have any, like, little knives or anything?
Can I do a medical check?
A medical check? I mean, you don't know that there's people in there.
Can I go
Unless he
check?
calls it out.
Can I go over?
I mean, you were just saying that you were going to help
Can I do a
investigate.
medical check?
Sure, you can make a medicine check.
20. Dirty.
They are dead.
Alright.
They seem to be like you have a javelin, so you just kind of poke a hole in, kind of stretch it out. They look to be partial elvish. They're like
Like the thing
they're
they
like
find
half
downstairs?
elves, and some of them are halflings. A few of them. There's some varying races, but they're mainly halflings and half elves. Their bodies are unbelievably cold to the touch. The moment you put a hand onto it, you can almost feel your entire arm just shiver, and goosebumps start to like emerge off your arm. They
never
are
come on dead.
very much so dead.
Can I tell you if they'll become back to live?
You can make a religion check.
Will. Yeah, no.
All of them. You're fucked. There's 36 ghouls in these fucking eggs.
And there's a random clicker somewhere.
Yeah.
Then Space Naruto comes out from the
Well,
ceiling.
I'll go over to them and
Space
tell them what I found.
Shout out
Okay,
to Naruto.
so all of you now know that there are dead people inside of these eggs. You wouldn't feel as much of an attachment as you would.
I mean, I didn't care
You didn't
either,
care either, but
I didn't care either.
you know them more than he would.
but not really cared either. I knew them more.
Oh yeah,
I
you
didn't
knew
care.
them more. Not to saying that you cared about them, but I'm just saying you knew them.
Well,
And you see me? Good riddance.
Anyways, go on. You're saying Jack Frost?
I'm gonna.
all the more reason to get upstairs, because if all of the people who lived and worked here, besides Tao, are dead, who knows what they did to the big man.
So,
So
I point at the wall.
Oh, I was about to say I wasn't bowing peace for them.
Okay, you're bowing in peace.
I point at the wall.
It's so what it is basically imagine a tunnel. Like it's a 10-foot diameter tunnel, except that beyond it you can't see because of the super thick imposed frozen cobweb in front of you.
So we can walk through it, but we can't.
If you went through it, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. It would probably hurt because they're ice cold. You put a hand up to it, and it's the same kind of effect that the other ones would have felt. It's freezing cold and clearly super, super thick and adhesive. Your blade stopped when it hit it. It didn't cut into it. It didn't. It's like elastic.
Oh, okay.
I pose right next to him and I try to cut it with my sword.
He leans in, puts his like fingers up. Just make a performance check.
Can I just cast Sacred Flame on it?
You can try it. I mean, it has been beautiful posing, amazing, immaculate. Out of nowhere, shining light and warmth, leans in.
You should just edit in like a JoJo pose.
Oh, I was going to, but I
you.
had to be. I can't like use actual JoJo images.
No, you can't.
Just find an awesome pose.
Yeah, I'm gonna find an awesome pose on Google or something.
God.
It's gonna be the pose that Polnareff does, where he's like balancing on his heel.
Oh yeah, that one. He's like
Fully laying down.
like an inch above the. My God.
Worth the copyright risk.
Alright, so
Anyways, so
he poses.
by doing that and getting so low to the ground and posing, you can see just a little bit underneath it. The cobweb goes easily about 30 feet down. It is deep in this tunnel. And only you would have seen it by getting so low to the ground in your pose.
Cast Sacred
It's
Flame.
pretty
It's
far.
like it's
pretty
like
deep.
Beef finding the solving the puzzle by fucking blowing his stupid
Yeah.
horn.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, what's everyone doing right now?
I said,
I
cast
try
Sacred
to-
Flame on it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I try to hit the web with my flame sword.
Okay. So casting Sacred Flame on it. It doesn't do anything to it because A, Sacred Flame is actually just radiant damage, not actually
I know.
fire. B,
Trying to damage
it's thick enough to where it kind of like hits it and burns off pieces of it, but it doesn't actually solidly go through it. It would take a while to do. You hit it with your flaming sword, and it's like a ghastly visaged blade, and it goes out about 15 feet when you puncture straight through it. When you do that, a lot of the webs seem to cut drastically and burn away.
At point,
How much minutes passed before the end of that combat fight? The last come on?
A minute, maybe.
Okay. So I still have time then.
Yeah, you got 58 minutes of your blade.
I think I can cut this. You want to cut a path for you?
Go for it.
So very slowly and meticulously, you kind of just cut along the entirety of it, and it burns through
so does
the
that
rest
mean
of
with
the
his
tunnel.
flame sword we have light?
Yeah, there's light going in.
I thought you said it was dark in there.
It was dark because of the walling. Once you get into there, it's still pale blue and stuff, and it's at that point, once you get to the farthest edge, because there was still light coming in from this, it's pitch black beyond that point.
Okay.
But all of you also have dark vision, except for, Mason.
And I have a torch.
And you also have a torch, but you also
You're
can
cutting.
see.
And you're cutting.
Yeah, I'm cutting.
Anyways, okay, so
Yeah.
we're going in.
Yeah.
So now he's in front.
Okay, yeah, so
Frost.
you would be in the front. Jack Frost behind him.
And then I'm behind
And
Frost.
you, then Mason in the back, because he can't see. Actually, no, you would be right there because he can't see, so he needs people to push him.
So you put your dick inside of him.
No.
You say it was his fault.
Alright, I'm gonna clear off the boards.
Can't believe they killed so many things.
Why would you do that? I'm gonna go take a little
We
break.
still have 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was going to say that I told Mom and Dad to have the pizza ready by 8.
Oh, okay.
But it might need some more time to cool down.
Oh.
I don't know. There's 10 minutes probably.
Oh, I can spell it now. I'm gonna go check on my computer.
Or we just take a break.
We can just take a break right now,
Yeah,
and
let's
then
take
just
a-
make it go a little bit longer the next one, because it's probably gonna go a little bit longer the next one.
Okay.
So, alright, we're going to take a little bit of an earlier break, everyone. So sorry if this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but they got through the issues a lot faster than I had anticipated, along with discovering a few things about
Spiders.
some spiders. Plenty of spiders. Guess what? There's a lot of cobwebs here. A hell of a lot of cobwebs.
I was right. I called it too.
Sooner.
So I had the idea of spiders initially. That's where I was going with to begin with. But somebody had recommended using trapdoor spiders from Australia.
Oh, no.
So let me find them real quick, and I'll shout them out. Everyone else can go do their own thing while I figure this out. Thank you everyone for participating in this as well. It's tons of fun talking to people about this on the community. I got tons of great ideas, some of which I couldn't necessarily use because of level 7 parties and too much direct contact to a few other things. But let's see here. Arselsorm on Twitter said snowdrift disguised giant trapdoor spiders. I've seen a picture of trapdoor spiders. They're not friendly. And neither are giant versions of them. So thank you, everyone. We are going to take a break here. And we will see you again in the next episode and the conclusion of this. So, bye.